no pressure, but I'm pretty sure the main guy at Sony is stood over there to the left. But we're here to see his incredible product today, the Sony A7 III. This is the basic model, the entry into Sony's line of full-frame mirrorless cameras. And we've come to this stunning venue just to have a go with it. There are some outrageous vehicles parked outside right now. I'm way out of my depth. This is fancy. But we're super stoked to be here and really excited to try out the A7 III. I've got it now with one of the G Master lenses. Can't wait to give it a go. So we're gonna get to shooting. We're gonna bring you with us and show you all the brand new, well, they're not new, but the incredible set of features that come on this, just a stunning camera for the price point. Let's go. This is the new Sony basic model. I say basic, it's not actually that basic at all. This is the A7 III. This is their new entry-level full-frame mirrorless camera. Their whole motto is once you go full frame, you don't go back. And this is a heck of a way to get involved. The A7R III has a 24.2 megapixel sensor and an ISO range that is far beyond anything we see on comparable models. The ISO goes to well above 200,000. It shoots 10 frames a second and it comes in at 2,000 pounds just for the body only. Not only that, you can get a kit for 2,200 pounds. Name something else on the market that shoots 10 frames per second, 4K, 1080p at 100 frames, has a 177 frame buffer for 2,000 pounds. I dare you. You can't, because it doesn't exist. It's incredible. And for somebody who needs something that's gonna shoot great video and take great photos, you just can't beat it. It's a mirrorless camera, so it weighs practically nothing. And with their series of G Master lenses, you just can't go wrong. Sony are slaying the market. I love this thing. I'm gonna get one. Welcome back. We're outside of, I can't even remember what this place is called, but it is spectacular and it is freezing cold. So mad props to the Dapper Chapper, as Ben calls him, down there in the tent, because it's like, I think it's like, is it minus out here? 3 or 4 degrees or something like that? Anyways, we were just down there and so I was just kind of testing out the camera, really, just taking some photos of that guy. I remember at the last Sony event we had in October, they hosted it not far from here at Sony HQ, and they had a similar gentleman with a pipe. So continuing with the pipe smoking theme, we're just gonna go down here and take some photos of this gentleman. We're just walking around right now, I think, making the most of the setup that Sony have given us. I'll go over all the specs, the differences between the A7 III and the A7R Mark III with you in a moment, maybe outside. Such a beautiful hotel. But right now what we're doing is we're just getting some macro shots in here. They've got some confectionery set up. Tastes pretty darn good. And in this room, they've got that new flash, and the incredible thing about that flash is it will sync with the 10 FPS that you can get out of the A7 Mark III, and you'll get 10 frames burst shots, and the flash will sync with it, so you get 10 rapid flashes with 10 rapid frames out of the camera. Pretty sweet. It's not cheap, but it's awesome. So they've got a little bit of a first dance wedding setup inside there. A lot of atmosphere, some lights, some music, got a fire burning in the corner. So we took that opportunity to sort of shoot some of the video that you can get through the A7 III. I think, you know, people are going to be using it 50-50, just as much for video as they're going to be using it for shooting photos. So what we did, we just did a little test of the 4K, and then we tried some of the 100 FPS, and she did this great twirl right as I started recording. So Ben's gonna pop that in the video, and we'll be able to show you exactly what that looks like. I also did a little 100 FPS shooting of the fire in there. So we'll show you sort of what the licking of the flames looks like through this camera as well. Thus far, very impressed. Thanks to Sony for having us back to see the A7 III. Great camera at a great price point. I mean, it's got, you know, tons of features that other cameras in similar price points don't have. Not to mention the dual card slot. You don't see that on every camera, so that's a much needed and a much loved addition to a camera with an especially small body as well. Such a fabulous entry into full frame. For anybody who's looking to get into full frame photography but also wants to continue making great video content, this camera is just the full package. 4K, 1080p at up to 100 frames per second, 10 FPS shooting, 177 buffer rate. The ISO goes well beyond 200,000. It's snowing. But I mean, it's just fabulous. I'm really happy that we've come down and we've seen this camera today. For £2,000, you can't do much better. And for £2,200, they'll throw in a 28-70 lens to get you started. This is the camera you want to buy if you're getting into full frame. Really love it. Thank you, Sony, and thanks to everybody who joined us down here today. If you enjoyed our video at Sony today, you can expect to see more content from us in the future. We've got a weekly video coming out this Friday, so definitely hit the like button on this one and give us a subscribe so you can stay tuned for future Clifton Cameras content. See you next time.